So this is the first game here, guys. No 30-second increment. Oh, wow, Sparry. Y'all play it. They actually do that? Is that a real thing? 30-second increment in Classical? That's wild. But if you are new here, guys, this is Chicago Open. Chicago Open 2019. I scored 5.5. Did very, very well. I'll score some GMs and international masters and etc. We're going over round 1 right now, and this will be posted to the YouTube channel so you guys can check out all of the games that we go over. Right now, we're only going to go over game 1. Game 1 as we recorded and stuff like that. How many years did it take to get your GM title? Did you start young? I'm actually a national master. GM's the goal. GM's the goal, and if you don't have goals, you don't have really anything in chess. So you never get better if you don't set a goal. So that's my goal. I keep it in front of me every day. Yes, in Europe, it's always 90 plus 30. Really? Wow. Do you think it helps to study your opponent's games? Absolutely. 1,000%. 1,000%. All right, guys, check this out. So first round, the guy that's playing white is Yasser Quesada. Very strong. 2608 USCF. 2550 like FIDE. So, and at this point, my rating's 2297 USCF, which right now it's actually 2310. I did go up, so I'm over 2300 USCF, and FIDE is still 2222 until they update it. So, all right, so let's see what happened. We started off with here E4. E4 was on the board, and I was already ready. Pizza party after GM. I'm with it, Julesy. I like pizza, and I like parties, so absolutely. E4 and C5. I played C5. I'm an accelerated dragon player in the Sicilian. He plays knight C3. So I'm very familiar with this. I'm thinking he's going into a closed Sicilian. So it's going to, or a Grand Prix, which is going to start out with F4 or even G3. That's what I thought was going to happen. It didn't happen. What's up, Ryath? What's going on? Ryath is in the building. Everybody say what's up to Ryath. That's Chris. Chris actually came to the tournament. He played himself as well. So he played. We're going over round 1 right now, bro. Round 1. So F4. This is the Grand Prix. I used to play this as white. Or G3 going into the closed Sicilian here. So I was basically Candy's manager the whole week. It was so awesome. Rob PD 22. Thanks for the follow. What's up, bro? What's up? So after after knight C3, I just played my regular stuff. G6, just like in the dragon or the accelerated dragon. So he plays D4. Very weird move order, I will say. Now, the good thing is that when you face something weird, after you get through it and after it's over and you win, you run it through the engine, you check out other games, you won't have the problem anymore. So, you know, it was beneficial. I did learn a lot from this game. But let me show you guys something, though. This is how it's usually played. Knight F3, bishop G7, D4, takes, knight takes, knight C6, bishop B3, knight F6, F3, castles, queen D2, and I'm supposed to go D5. And this is the accelerated dragon. So D5, this breaks up the Yugoslav of the Sicilian. So I was prepared for this, right? I was prepared. What up, Ryath? World Open gonna be turned. That's right, Ryath. That's right. How much time were you thinking on this move? Not many, not much. I'll tell you where I was actually thinking a lot. I was actually thinking a lot. Twin Peaks to drink and analyze games. And we did it every day since when we played Cancer. Don't let it going nature fool you. Yeah, bro. Absolutely. So here, this is how you're supposed to play it, right? Now, check this out. This is what made me realize how strong the man is. First off, I had a very big respect for his game, and also just how genius I thought this was, because I know I like to play D5 in these accelerated dragon positions. If bishop C4 and queen A5, it's actually the queen B6, and you actually win a pawn in that. So knight 6, bishop, knight C6. But we go back here, right? So this is the kind of thing that happens. He didn't do this at all. He played D4, which is very intriguing, very different than what I'm used to. So he played D4. I captured, of course. Queen takes, knight F6. If E5, we have knight C6. Very simple, very easy, simple. I was expecting this, right? So now he played bishop to E3, bishop E3, and then knight C6. Now remember what I just showed you. I'm supposed to be able to play D5. But guess what? I can't play D5. So now I'm not playing the accelerated dragon. He made this move order beneficial to him so that you go into a dragon, not an accelerated dragon. And usually, if you know the dragon, if you know anything about the dragon, Bobby Fischer says in my 60 memorable games, or 60 memorable games, however you say it, right? His book, he's like, oh, yeah, I had the dragon, which that's when you play D6. I had it down to a science. I castle queenside and I sack, and I mate. That's exactly how it says. Right. Bantori's in the chat like sack, sack, mate. That's right. Absolutely. So we went from accelerated dragon, because I played the accelerated dragon, not the dragon. And now I'm playing a dragon against a grandmaster. And I'm sitting here like, man, that was such a smart, I've never seen it this way, sequence of moves. So I knew that I had to play a dragon at this point. This Crusader guy is legit. He was legit, absolutely. So when he played this, I know we're playing a regular dragon right now. D5 is straight up not a move. It won't happen. Knight G4 calls out to me. I thought about this. I really did. Let me see what the engine says, actually. Knight G4 is not on the list. It actually is now. Now it just went up there. So Bishop G7 was my move. That's move number 2. Knight G4 was number 1. But because I wasn't so familiar with it, just because I'm like, well, I don't want to get all crazy and it become a ridiculous game. So I just play Bishop G7. Because I have to do it anyway. I still have to develop. So after Bishop G7, he plays F3. He's going into the Yugoslav. I know I still have to castle, so I got it over with. King got to get out the way. I think your adaptation to change your plan instead of following dogma on D5 is an important quality of a lot of people don't have. That's right, Chess Comment. That's right. And I realized that I had to go into the dragon. Not that the dragon is losing by far at any chance. I never said that. It is never a losing opening, but it's very difficult to face the Yugoslav when you do play the dragon because you need to know what to do, or you will get sack and mated on, like Bobby Fischer says. So knowing that, I got out the way. I castled. Now I know I need to do my stuff. Queen A5 and all the other stuff. So then there's the can't understand. Alpha please do you have a comment out of John? It's John, but oh yeah, Alpha Zero. I don't really care about that stuff too much. I just like watching it. I think it's pretty cool though. I like watching it and learning from it and what they do differently. I always try to see what I can learn from it and how I can implement kind of other stuff from here. But so here we go. We got D6 on the board, right? Okay, so I played actually, he played castle queenside and then I played D6. This is just standard dragon stuff. Now the next stuff is H4, G4, and it's about opposite side king and king attacks. Whoever gets to the king first is going to win. So that's exactly what we got going on here. After D6, he plays 92. I think this move was quite weird. I thought he should have played G4 or H4, honestly. Thank you for your comments. I'm with you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I wish he, I thought he would have played G4 or H4 first, but 92 is what he played. So that's what he played. So he played 92, and I played Queen A5. It's time to go to work. Queen A5, try to provoke King B1 so I get another tempo with B5 or Bishop to E6. So I was studying that. I'm ready. I'm ready to attack him, right? Yeah, he plays King to B1. Perfect. Got to make this kind of move. Usually you're not fully castled until you get the king over here to B1 or B8 if you with the black pieces. So after King B1, I played B5. B5. I was ready. And at this point, I was feeling really good with the black pieces because I already have the attack first. Diaz39 with the Twitch Prime. Let's go. Thank you so much for the sub. We in here. So B5 though. B5 was this move. I'm like, I have to play this move. I have to play B5 because I want to attack him right now. And if he ever plays like Knight D5, then I can play B4 and I block everything. Standard opening move so far. Correct. Omid, correct. Standard opening move so far. Right. So he plays Knight to D4. Now, this is where it gets a little bit crazy, I want to say. This is where it gets a little bit crazy. What would you play here as black? In the chat, what would you play as black right here? Suggestions in the chat. Take your time if you need to. What would you play here? What is black's move? There's a few of them. And there was one that I considered, and I want to show you guys. So we'll see what happens. We have Knight E5. We have Bishop B7. We have Knight takes D4 and Rook B8 afterward. Knight B4. Okay, Bishop to B7. All these moves make sense. Knight takes D4 is the most principled. B5. I think you meant B4. But B4, you can't touch anything because this knight is hanging. Knight is hanging. Exchanged and again with the B file. Correct. Chess comment. Those kind of moves make sense. Knight takes D4 was the move I played in the game, but I did have this in consideration. Bishop to D7. I wanted to get tricky here. I considered this, so I did think a little bit. I played Bishop D7. What's this about? I was like, well, if he takes here on B5, Bishop takes B5, I can go Rook B8. I am hanging a piece here, but let's see what happens. So if he takes with the knight, Bishop takes, and then boom, Rook takes B2. Oh my goodness. And then King takes, Queen B4 check. King here, Knight takes E4. Have a good day. Send a stretcher game over. GG, big fella. It's over. Bishop takes here. Bishop takes c3. Everything is coming apart at this point. Everything. There's no way out of this. So same thing with here. I can hit him with the check first. Here, knight takes, followed by rook b8. GG. Okay, let's just stop it. Just send the stretcher. Send him home. It's over. That's what would have happened, right? But all of this, Dane didn't see. Yeah, that's real nice, right? That's real nice. But all of this comes to a stop, a halt, if he just takes with the bishop. It was like a moment of silence move. Bishop d7, bishop takes b5, rook b8, bishop takes knight, and resigns, basically. Like, what do you even do? Bishop takes, none of this stuff even works anymore. It doesn't work anymore. Bro, you're funny. Thanks, Julie. Thanks you. Being here, big fella. Bishop takes, it's nothing. It's over. I'm like, it's a wrap. Go to the next round. Like, it's done. Set him up. So, it's over. Bishop takes c6. It just wouldn't work. The Raptors beat Golden State. Dang, first round. Why? Well, that's okay. It's a lot of basketball left. But why can't the bishop capture the knight on d4? I'm sorry. Wait, why can't the bishop capture the knight on d4? That's like this. What do you mean? Oh, bishop x b5. Yeah. Yeah, this is just better. He just takes on c6. I meant your fancy line. Oh, after bishop takes, he said fancy line. After bishop take, but anything that you take, I'm going to take. Like, for instance, anyone that wants to look at this again, bishop takes b5, rook b8, knight takes, bishop takes, rook takes b2, king takes. Hit him with the check, king here, knight takes. This is nasty right here. It's really over from this point. The fancy line here, if bishop takes, you can't do anything with this knight because it's pinned. Knight is actually hitting the queen as well. I have the bishop that's hitting the c3 knight. So if bishop takes here, and made in a few moves, king b1, rook b8, GG, start a new one. It's over. So that's pretty, actually not out the way, but it's still over. Still over. Decisive material loss. So bishop takes c6 would have been real. Takes on c6. It is what it is. So I didn't go for that line. What's up, Canty? What up, Kyle? We going through the Chicago Open. This is round 1. Okay, so where are we at again? Okay, here we go. Queen a5, king b1, b5, knight d4. I take on d4. Bishop takes. Now, guys, right here, crucial moment. Crucial moment. What does black play? What does black play? What do you do? What do you do as black here? What do you do as black? We have b4 from Banatori. On Feather Flamingo says knight e8. You took, right? Yeah, I took on d4. I did. I took on d4. Okay, knight takes e4. Pawn to e5 says knight's blade. Pawn e5. Bishop e6 from Species 98. b4 from Adam Will. e4. I mean, he means e5. Okay, I see you. Smoking Joe says e5. Okay. I feel like b4 met by bishop takes f6. b4, I don't know, says chess comment. I feel like b4, okay, knight x something. So let me tell you what I should have played, guys. If you said b4, clap your hands right now, turn up, do a backflip, even if you can't do one. You're correct. b4 is the correct move. That's the move that I should have played, and this was my first mind move. So I want to tell you guys today that you can learn from this today. You can learn right now. First moves, a lot of times, I tell my students this too, a lot of times, your first mind move is correct. Your first mind move is correct. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, your first mind move is correct. And let me tell you, my first mind was b4. But I kind of talked myself out of the move. This is what I didn't like. b4, he goes knight d5. There's a lot of lines here. You got to calculate everything. After knight d5, knight takes d5. Knight takes d5. He has bishop takes g7, but you also have this. So after bishop takes g7, okay, check this out. In between, this is an in between move. Knight c3 check. I did see this, and I was like, oh yeah, he can do this. But I was not a fan of this. For some reason, I guess I got intimidated by him being a GM. And who it is, it's the first round. I was like, yeah, this probably just doesn't work. It probably, and then we go into this line right here, where this is an excellent line for black. The engine reads minus like 0.3 or 0.5 right here. Even though I'm down a pawn, but the compensation, because I have the open file here. I also have the open file here. I have bishop on a2. I have this coming. I could have did so many things. So many things here. Knight c3 check. And I was just not a fan of it. For some reason, I was like, I don't think, blah, 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 when I should have just did it. So now I know what to do for next time. But I didn't choose this route. I also had another line in here too, where if that didn't work and I took here, queen takes, queen b6, queen takes here, bishop e6, queen takes, king takes. This line I saw too. And I was like, well, it looks like white should be a little bit better. I am playing a GM, but here we go with this again. You know, like I'm fine. I mean, it actually gives black being better by like -1, 1.35, something like that. Even though he has the 2 rooks, but they're not active. So because they're not active, I'm able to do more. So we did have that. I was not a fan of this right here. I didn't like how active his rook was, but the engine's like, it's about equal. And I'm like, I wasn't feeling this. His rook's too active. But I really, at the end of the day, I really was feeling that knight c3, doubling the pawns and getting the 2 open files for my rooks with the bishop on e6 and the pass pawn. I was like, man, what was I doing? What was I doing? But let me show you what I did do. And this became, it became very tricky, to say the least. It became very, very tricky. So instead, I did do knight takes d4, bishop takes. But whoever said e5 in the chat, that's what I played. Now look at this move. Let's talk about this move. e5, I'm hitting the bishop on d4. So this is so contradictive of this whole opening. I'm basically hanging this pawn because it's very weak. d5 is white's for like ever and a day and Jedi light years and all that other good stuff. d5 is white's forever. And then on top of that, like my bishop, I just blocked my best piece. My bishop, my dark square bishop. So it almost makes no sense to make this. But I calculated a long time. I did take a very long time on this move, because I had to calculate what else was going to happen. Backward pawn, right. I mean, but then you watch how I actually got a very good position. Very good position. So let's see what happened. He played bishop e3. I played bishop e6, anticipating knight to d5. Knight to d5 would have been very annoying if I take with the queen, but I didn't take the queen. Knight d5, I played queen a6. So I thought this was pretty clever. Because he can't, I mean, he can't move the knight. We can, but, you know, temporarily with a check. But I also have mate threats here. So I was like, oh yeah, I got the mate threats. And later on, and also like what I wanted to do is if he never played knight d5, eventually I'm going to bring the rook over or this rook over and play d5 myself. So that was all ideas I had, playing b4, all kind of things, right? All kind of things when I should have just played b4 from the jump. But bishop e6, knight d5, queen a6. After queen a6, he made a smart decision here. And he was like, well, let's just go h4. Let's just start this now. I don't got to move this knight at all. Let's get our attack off. What's the evaluation here? Right here, right now. The evaluation here, I forgot what it said. It actually gives okay, 0.74. Now it goes up to +1. They actually say knight b4. But I'm like, yeah, you know, there's so much going on. I don't believe it. You know, the engine sees everything through depth 20. Depth, actually right now it says depth 16. So that's ridiculous. But of course it's +1 channel. Queen a6 though, what happened? It happened. He played h4. h4 is out the way. Right on. It's a quicker analysis this time. I like it. Yep, quicker analysis because we've been through it already. So h4 was played here. After h4, I played rook c8. Rook c8 just to get an extra piece, last piece in the game. And I was kind of waiting until his pawns were close enough to me to start breaking up stuff. So after rook c8, he played g4. Now, black to move. What do you play here? What do you play here with the black pieces? It is your move. It's time to put this to the test. All of this stuff with e5 and bishop e6 and queen a6, it's time to put it to the test. What do you do as black? Knight takes e4 and bishop takes g4, I guess. Okay, close. Queen b7 and then a5 from No Nonsense. And queen b7 from Smoking Joe. Never mind, says Chess Comment. That's good. That's good. You didn't jump all the way off the deep end. You was like one leg off. I see you. Okay. Came back. KYLO says bishop d5. You said bishop takes d5. You get an extra lightsaber today. You get an extra lightsaber today. But what's the follow-up though? What's the follow-up? Bishop takes d5 is the move I played on the board. Pawn takes, and then what? Now what do I do? Rook c5 from Yalerd. He looked like he's don't jump off the deep end. It's gonna be okay. Yalerd won, but that is not a move. Rook c5 is not a move. Bishop takes d5 followed by e4 is tempting, says Infinite Flash Chess. First one to say it, and that is correct. E4, guys, is the move I play here. I played E4. There we go. E4, that's right. H5 to slow down the pawn storm. That is a thing. Actually, sorry, let me stop that. Yeah, I played E4, though. I played E4, and it was game time. I was feeling really good there. So here we are. Here we go. Let me flip the board. Okay, here we go. E4. So I play E4 here, and my bishop is now open. I'm good. I'm feeling great here. I'm feeling really good. So now that my bishop's able to do his thing. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow, KYLO. Thanks for the follow. So I'm feeling real good with this bishop line open like that. He plays H5. I play pawn takes F3. Pawn takes here. Pawn takes here. I got an open file. Mind you, I'm up a pawn right now, but he has some dangerous attacks. Queen H4. I mean, Queen H2. And what's funny is the eval is saying black is better. How tough, how weird is this position? Or scary, to say the least. And know that you're still doing fine. Because here I'm like, man, I'm on the verge of losing right now. I am on the verge of losing. And what's funny is the engine's like, oh, it's simple. Just play H6. What? H6? When you get an attack like this, H6 does not cross your mind. It just doesn't. H6, are you serious? But if he does take, then you take on G4, and that's GG. Have a good day. It's over. You're hitting the queen and you're hitting the bishop. It's like, it's over here. But still, it looks scary, bro. It looks scary. H6. Get out of here. Are you serious? Like H6? What? And then also Rook F7 was the other move. What if G5? I know, but G5, you always have Knight H5. So that's what I was fine about. And then I always have Rook C4, Bishop. If he goes, like, for instance, Rook F7, G5, Knight H5. I thought Bishop H3 was going to be a move kind of thing. And actually, I think that is a move. So I'm trying to see what actually do I do here. Because what happens on this move here? Rook C to C7. But what about Bishop E6? I guess they just saying, yeah, give up the exchange. It's okay. Like, what? What do you mean it's okay? And I remember Rook F7 being a move here. Actually, let's go back. Let's go back here. It was like, yeah, Rook F7. I'm like, wow, okay. Okay, here we go. Rook F7, Queen B7, H6. Oh. Yeah, Rook F7 is number 2. Rook F7. So after Rook F7, what happens on G5? That's what I want to know, computer. What happens after G5? Knight G4. No, not a fan. Are you serious? This is not the chess I was trying to play. It says minus 0.43. So it's saying black is slightly better after I give up my H7 pawn. Are you crazy? Yes, you are. Absolutely. Queen takes H7 and black is slightly better. You gotta be kidding me. This is unreal. Unreal to even think of that I'm better. It's like disrespectful to even say that I'm better here. That's what it's saying. That's what the engine says right now. It's just at first hindsight, okay, maybe not. But maybe the king can get out. Maybe the king can get out, but unbelievable stuff. Why though? I guess because the king, as weird as this is safe enough. He is safe enough. I still have this going on. I mean, maybe I can hit this. I am hitting this. This is the best piece. And if I'm able to, I might be able to get Knight F2 in. I'm like, this is absolutely crazy. I would have never went for this line. I would have never thought about all this stuff. AB in the building. What's up, AB? Welcome, man. We're going over this right now. This is round 1. This is round 1. But he plays Queen H2. Okay, so after Queen H2, I thought for so long here because, and this is where I started to get into time trouble. Engine be crazy, yo. Absolutely, absolutely, engine be crazy. But this is where I thought the longest at. I thought the absolute longest right here because I was like, what do I do? I was looking like Rook F7, but I'm like, man, that's too slow. And I was looking at the G5, Bishop H3 lines followed by Bishop E6. I'm in trouble kind of lines. I wasn't into that. So I was also like, well, shoot, how do I defend this? If G5 comes in, I don't even know. What do I do? How can I attack something? So I was like, my queen's out of play. So I'll play Queen A4, which the engine didn't like, of course. But I play Queen A4 just to keep an eye on this and also keep an eye on this. And my queen can probably help out somehow, some way, get back in the game. Queen A4, he played Rook D4. That was an awesome move, hitting my queen. D4 makes it look weird over there. So I play Queen A5 with some back rank threats. Nothing too serious. Just something on the back rank. Queen A5, he plays Bishop D3, developed with not tempo, but some extravagant stuff going on over here. I play Rook to E8. This is an engine move as well. Rook to D8 check is a thing. We know he's going to play Bishop D2. Hit my queen. I back up. I hit the Rook. He plays rook f4, and I end up losing like 2 or 3 moves later, just because I was so low on time. I couldn't figure this out. It's too much going on. G5, I got this threat. This is going on. I mean, what do you do? It's not enough time. I think I had not more than 10 minutes. Not more than. And I mean, like, that's being generous to say that. And I got in time trouble. And when you get in time trouble, you just lose. I mean, you just play stupid stuff because you don't know what to do. So I ended up losing this game, but I learned a lot from it. And of course, like chess coach says, losing is learning. You didn't want to lose this game. It was very tough, and I should have went with my first mind. So what you take away, you have to always take away something from every game. And what I took away from this game is that I needed to play what my first mind was, which was b4. I should have just played b4 and go back into what I was going to play anyway. That was my first mindset, which was right here, b4. I should have just played it. Just do it. And I didn't, but now I know for future reference. So that's the first round of the Chicago Open, and that's pretty awesome. So thanks so much, guys, for watching this first round here, and we're going to finish the recording. Whatever.